Enchanted Bluff, Garden Ridge, Texas. We've got 1 acre home sites, $1 million plus custom homes, and in the last 2 years alone, over $50 million worth of real estate has been built right here. I'm the only builder rep that's been here since the community opened. I know it better than anybody. And in the next few minutes, I'm gonna give you the full breakdown. The land, the homes, the phases, the price, the feel of the place, and the honest read on who it's actually right for. Before we even get into the community, I wanna talk about the wow factor that you get just on the approach. I'll actually tell you a cool story. When I was talking to the developer when we first got into this community, I was bragging on the entrance and how grand everything looks, and he responded back and he told me how we got here. And what he did is he told the landscape architects, when somebody's pulling into this neighborhood, before they even reach the gate, I want them to have that feeling of, I've made it, I've arrived, this is it. And I think they got pretty close. The separation or the buffer from the city, if you will, is Back Cave Road. When you come down Back Cave Road, 35 miles per hour, you've got these trees overhanging the road, just giving you this really country, kind of out in the middle of nowhere feel. But you head either direction 15 minutes and you've got your Walmart, Costco, H-E-B, everything that you could need. So while it gives you the illusion of seclusion, we're really right down the street. Right now, we're using a state-of-the-art virtual guard system to keep the community safe. But fast forward about 6 months from now, the developer is gonna start construction on the guard shack right here, and we will be a guarded, gated community with somebody to look out over us 24/7. One of the things that really makes Enchanted Bluff special and separates it from other communities, it's something you can't build, it's something you can't duplicate, it's the land itself. I don't think you should be spending $1 million on your home unless it is tied to at least an acre of property that you get to enjoy. The first thing that it does is it gives you a little bit of extra separation. So everybody likes to be neighborly, everybody likes to have a good sense of community, and you can still achieve that when you're on 1 acre because everybody's not too spread out. We've seen some very nice neighborhoods with 5-10 acre tracts, and those people that are moving here have told me that they feel too isolated in those areas. They never see their neighbor. It's too dark. It feels like they're truly out on a ranch by themselves. Where here, you get that elbow room, you get the comfort, you get the extra space, but it's not too much. It's still manageable. An acre of land doesn't mean you're gonna have a football field of grass in your backyard. What it does is it allows you to have a little bit of extra freedom and flexibility when you're talking about site placement. If my home site is 1 acre and I've got enough wiggle room to work with, then I can make sure that home is positioned perfectly to the corner. I can make sure that I have no sunset hitting my back patio. I can move that house a little bit to get you perfect shade in the afternoon and the evening heat. It just gives you that little bit of extra flexibility, which today in home building truly doesn't exist when you find yourself on less than an acre a lot of times. You go into some of these master plan communities and it's, no, that house has to be right here because you've got a 5-foot setback line and the neighbor's house is gonna be right here. When you've got an acre, you don't have to worry about that. So it lets you get a little bit more specific with what's important to you, lets you have a little bit more fun with the design of everything. Outside of that, having a little bit of nature in your backyard, what a beautiful thing. To be able to step out off of your back patio, walk past the pool, and then truly find yourself in the woods behind your house, that's worth $1 million right there in today's world. Like we said earlier, this isn't something that can be built. You can't buy your home and then build an acre behind your new house. So being in a community like this where everything is situated on 1 acre plus home sites, the only way to really go if you're spending $1 million plus around San Antonio. What does an acre look like? It's, like I said, it's not just a football field of grass in your backyard. This home site specifically is a little bit over an acre. We find ourselves situated on a corner, so it gives you even more flexibility with how you want the home to be set up. What we're looking at here, we came in here and we cleared a brief envelope of where we think the house is going to be situated. Now, nobody's purchased this lot yet, nobody's started the build process here yet, so some of that is still to be determined. However, this is the most likely spot. So we wanted to clear up enough of the trees and the brush so that we could come into the property with our future homeowner and kind of show them around a little bit, talk about the topography, because when you are spread over 1 full acre, you might have a little bit of topography on that land. So it's a nice thing to clear this little envelope to start with. We get to walk around the property a little bit more and kind of get a better feel for it. But follow me, I want to walk a little bit further back and just give you an idea of how secluded this home site is going to be one day. Guys, we're walking back here. You hear me talking, you hear our footsteps probably more than anything, but outside of that, you hear the nature. You can hear the wind. You can hear the birds chirping. You're not listening to the highway or to constant road construction. It's just a step away from all of that stuff. Being on 1 acre is not always going to grant you that, but in a community like this where we're developing 300 1-acre home sites over 650 acres, that's exactly what you're going to get in Enchanted Bluff. To give you guys an idea, might be a little hard to see on your side of the camera, but I'm situated in what will be the backyard of this home one day. And just so you know, when you set the home properly on a 1-acre lot, it doesn't necessarily matter where you are in the community because you're never going to see the house behind you or the house to the side of you if we get you situated right on that property. Here we've got a buttload of cedar trees, so if our future homeowner wants to cut into some of those, we can certainly allow that. We'll keep as many of the pretty oak trees as we possibly can, but again, it's about keeping the nature intact while we seamlessly build your home into the property and make sure that we don't lose that hill country feeling that brought you out here to begin with. We have a huge presence of retired military, and then outside of that, I've got lawyers, doctors, finance professionals that live here that if you really peel back some layers of that onion, it's our military, our doctors, our lawyers, people who have had very high stress jobs in their life. So people that have lived a full life and a meaningful life, but also some people that have had some very stressful jobs and busy lives. And so when they come out here, it's not just about finding a house, it's about finding that place that gives them that feeling of security, that gives them that peace and quiet that they've been looking for a long time now. It's so easy in today's world to just live a busy life and go right on to the next thing and go home and barely even enjoy it. Out here, everybody kind of gets to take a little bit of a deeper breath and relax a little bit. Yes, the homes are nice. You can see all the trees on the video, you can hear the birds, but that video can't truly capture why people are choosing Enchanted Bluff to spend their $1 million to build their dream home. It's that extra breath that you get at the end of a long day. It's that extra little bit of peace and quiet that, quite frankly, you can't get in the big city or usually anywhere this close to the big city. So that's the land and who's out here claiming their piece of it. Now let's talk about the builders that are operating out here. We've got 3 main builders that are gonna make up for a good portion of the construction in this neighborhood, but one of the really cool things about Enchanted Bluff is that you've got those 3 main builders mixed in with full custom builders. So at any point, somebody can come into one of the 3 model homes here, pick a floor plan, pick a home site, and start their building process. Or they could buy a lot directly from the developer, bring whatever custom builder they want to, and truly build whatever they desire in the community. One of the best things about that is we're never going to have that cookie cutter feel. Everything is already nice and spread out in this neighborhood. And with all the different builders that operate here, nothing's ever gonna look too similar to its neighbor. It's a really cool thing to have. A perfect example of that, in 2024, when this neighborhood first opened up, we hosted the Parade of Homes for the San Antonio area. So you saw 6 custom builders come out, build their finest product to show it off for the parade, and then put those homes on open market to sell. Another really great thing about that, the custom build that's right down the road at $2.5 million, that's similar square footage to your semi-custom build, is really gonna help your appraisal value and your positive equity position moving forward. Right behind me here, this beautiful model home was built by Toll Brothers. They are a national builder with huge reach. They build in a lot of areas across the country. Some of you might already be familiar with that name. Here in San Antonio, not as familiar. They built here a couple of decades ago, found themselves removed from the city, and then they just got back here a couple of years ago. They do have a good footing in the city, lots of communities. You will have plenty of options when you look at structural things. You'll have plenty of design center selections, but they're not big on allowing custom changes to their product. Situated right behind me here is the Sitterly Homes model. Sitterly is a smaller Texas-based builder. I believe they're in Texas and the Houston markets. They're an awesome builder. They have pretty good custom capabilities. So when you sit down with Sitterly and you go over their floor plans, you do have the flexibility to move some stuff around, add 2 if you want to, add the mother-in-law suite, a bunch of cool stuff like that. They are a company that's been around for a little bit, and so I've heard that maybe their floor plans and some of their design might need a little bit of updating, but all in all, really good construction, really good service. I hold them in a pretty high regard. We saved the best for last. Drees Custom Homes. Best builder in the community, best builder in the world. Okay, look, I might be a little bit biased. I do work for Drees Homes. This is my model home here. In all seriousness, in this neighborhood, we operate really well. We're gonna start right around $1 million and go up from there. Drees specializes in custom homes made easy. So We're gonna be a perfect tie between the other builders in the neighborhood, some that don't allow any customization, some that allow you to bring your own plans. We're gonna meet perfectly in the middle of that. We've got 11 base floor plans to start off of, and we allow full customization on our product. You wanna add a mother-in-law suite, you need the multi-generational living, you wanna move some walls, we're the builder for that. And we do all that while delivering product in a 6 to 7 month build time and operating closer to the production builder pricing than the full custom builder pricing. And here's the numbers that prove this isn't just the next big thing. This community is already up and coming. Like we said earlier, over $50 million of homes have been built right here just in the last 1.5 to 2 years. So what does that mean for my real estate agents and my buyers? That means that you're building in a community that has real demand, that has real momentum. This community isn't even close to being finished, and that matters because where it's headed is what you're buying into. Let me break down the phases for you. We're looking at 5 phases in total over the next 3 to 5 years. 5 phases only consist of 319 home sites spread out over 650 acres. You've got 250 acres of dedicated green space to keep the neighborhood beautiful, and got about 400 acres that we'll be developing with home sites. I've been asked several times, what are the benefits or maybe even what are the pros and cons to building in a neighborhood early on? Very valid questions. The good thing is you're always gonna have the best price in that community. The neighborhood is gonna open up, they're gonna establish their base pricing, and then every X amount of sales, that pricing is going to increase with the demand of the neighborhood. So the positive thing, one of the biggest positives other than home site selection, is you're getting in at a perfect equity stance to where you've got a lot of room for positive growth in equity. If we're gonna get on the con side of that and what might be seen as a negative is we are new in the community. So we've gotta get our footing down. We've gotta figure out who our trades are in that community that are gonna serve us best. We've gotta figure out how we play off of the topography in different situations. So anytime we get into a new phase or a new development, there's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve. We're an amazing builder. We've been around for almost 100 years. Trust me, we will figure it out and we will figure it out quickly. But your build time might be a little bit longer because we have to overcome A, B, and C. So let's talk about what it actually costs to build here. Let's be real, I know that's why most of y'all are watching this. Some builders in this neighborhood are gonna start in the 800s and go up from there. Me personally, I've seen homes finished and delivered in this neighborhood from the high 900s all the way up to over $2.5 million. I know that's a wide range, but that's gonna depend on what it is exactly that you're building. Certain home sites are gonna have different lot premiums associated with them. You're talking about a square footage range from about 2,500 square foot up to a little over 5,000 square foot. So what are we building for you? And then what are you gonna finish that home out with? I've seen some people that just want the area, the acre, the peace of mind, and the floor plan, and they don't care about really fancy stuff on the inside of the home. Adversely, I've seen the exact opposite of that, where people are spending a couple $100,000 at the design center. So there's a very wide range of options depending on what your buying power is. If I was ever gonna pick one thing that wasn't great about Enchanted Bluff, it would be the HOA cost. I'm not gonna dance around it. It's $3,500 for the year for our HOA here. Now, to be fair, we've got 650 acres that the developer has to take care of. We've got a beautiful gate up front, and we're building the guard shack, so we've got private roads, a guarded, gated community with acres of green space to keep looking good. Additionally, the entire 650 acres is going to be fenced in so that we can truly be private and secure. It costs a little bit of money to take care of a neighborhood like that. So here's the thing that most people in my position won't tell you, and they certainly won't say on camera. This community is not for everybody. And if it's not for you, I certainly don't want to waste your time. A few examples of that might be if your budget is shy of $900,000 or $1 million, this is probably going to be a bit of a stretch. I know I said prices start in the 800s in this neighborhood, but I want to be very transparent. You're going to need some additional money for lot fees and for design and finish out. So like I said, 900 to $1 million, good to go. Anything less than that, this might not be ideal for you. On the other side of that coin, if you're probably going to spend $3.5 or $4 million plus on your new home and you're looking for a large tract of land, 5 acres plus, or you're looking for waterfront property, anything like that, we're not the best fit for you here in Enchanted Bluff. While we do have a great location, if you're used to living downtown where you can walk to everything, or if you're looking for that high-rise style living, Enchanted Bluff's probably not your cup of tea. At the same time, if you can't deal with a couple of deer running through your backyard and you're scared of nature, maybe the hill country is not the best fit. But if what I've shown you today is exactly what you've been looking for, you've now found one of the only spots in San Antonio that delivers it all at the same time. And the families that find it, they don't ever leave. So that's Enchanted Bluff. 1 acre home sites, custom builds from $900,000 up to almost $3 million. Hill country peace and quiet that you can't typically find anywhere this close to the city. If you're looking to build your forever home, give me a call.